How are you? I'm your Mr. Professional Hacker, and sorry to say for 3 days late. Okay, now we start our lecture. Today lecture is a very important because we start our next portion. It's called a social engineering network. Sorry, social engineering toolkit. Okay, so I will show you. Just little wait. Okay, here is a social engineering toolkit, and first option is in this Maltico also open source intelligence and forensic application. This application you can use everywhere. If you want information gathering, then you can use this. If you want intelligence and forensic, then you can do this. Use this application. Okay, now here is our first tool is MsfPc, MSF Payload Creator tool. It's called this tool. If you click on it, then you can see complete commands here. Okay, and if you type here just simple MsfPc and hit enter, then here it showed complete commands with their detail. Okay, with its detail. Okay, now here is it's actually create a payloads. Okay, these all payloads it's created APK for Android, iPhone, and then ASP, then ASPX, Bash, Java, and I will tell you how to create. Okay, first we need to listen or learn about some basic and important theory. Understand? Okay, MSF Payload Creator. It's called a MSF Payload Creator is a simple tool designed to generate Metasploit compatible payloads quickly and easily. It helps streamline the process of creating payloads for penetration testing and like ethical hacking or etc. Okay, tasks by automatic the often complex syntax and configurations required by MSF Venom. Okay, purpose of MsfPc. First step is generating payload. It simplifies the creation of payloads for use with the Metasploit framework. I will told you in previous lectures, Metasploit framework is a very important tool, because if you can use this tool, you can gain access anything by using only Metasploit framework. But first you need to have a payload. Okay, now this tool create you payload just easy and simple way. And how to create, I will tell you in upcoming lecture. Sorry, up next. Okay, number 2 is testing vulnerabilities. Allow penetration testers to craft payload to test vulnerability in system. Number 3, awaiting detection. With option for customization, it can generate payloads that attempt to bypass certain security measures. Number 4, streamlined workflow automates many of the tedious tasks associated with MSF Venom, making it user friendly. How MsfPc work? Command line interface. MSF is a run from the terminal and provides option to select the type of payload, platform, and encoding. Number 2, automation based on the provided input, e.g. IP address, port, or payload type. It generates the desired payload. Number 3, integration with Metasploit. The tool generates files compatible with Metasploit for use in exploit sessions. Number 4, supports multiple formats, can create payloads in formats such as exe, APK, and shellcode. Okay, and in the next step, I will told you Mazid about. I will told you more about that. Sorry. Okay, now start our practical session. Okay, first command here. First you make window payload for window. Description: creates payloads for Windows operating systems. Commonly used format include .exe, .dll. Okay, here is I type a simple command. This command generate a Windows reverse shell payload, then payload file saved as .exe or .dll in the working directory. Okay, here I type this one command because this command is a big. That's why I save all commands in my PC and just copy paste from there to here. Okay, now here is I type simple, hit enter. Actually this IP address is a dummy and example IP address. Now here is you see, here you see, oh sorry, here you see, it's actually a payload. Understand? Now payload is created. Okay, now it's working. It takes some time, it takes some minutes, but now I cut here and see here ls, and here is our payload is created. Sorry, it's called a payload. Understand? This used actually cmd command. Understand? But here is a payload. Okay, now our payload is created. Okay, now what happened next? Now here we need to open Metasploit. Just type here Metasploit. No, it's not working. We need to open this Metasploit. Sorry, here is Metasploit. Where is here is hit enter because it's not working directly here, and my shell is in white background. We just need to wait here. It takes some time actually. Please join to me live here and like, share and comment. My internet is slow, that's why it's not working well. Okay, and please join to me live and start to take live class. Actually some days now just problem in internet. It's not working well, it's not working fast, that's why nothing show any detail and take a lot of time. Now you see, not working properly, not working good, and here is almost take 1 or 2 minutes. Okay, now here it's not working fastly, but I need to conclude our lecture fast. Just simple thing is here, you open your Metasploit framework and then you type there use exploit multi-handler option. Okay, just you type there, and then you type set payloads which you create. Understand? And then you set your host, which IP address you want, which IP address your victim. Okay, then you type here your set port and then exploit. Deliver the .exe or .dll file to the target and execute it. Now here it's not open. I try to open. If it's open, no, it's not working. Here said standalone payload. Here actually see here detail. Now see complete commands about MSF Venom. It showed some error. That's why it's nothing open right now. And I only told you about how to create payload and how to use. Okay, our next payload is Linux payload. Creates payloads for Linux system.elf format. If you want to create payload for Linux system, then you type this one command here and hit enter. Now here is your payload is created. Understand? Now just simple cut back here, hit and then ls. Now here you see your Linux. Okay, your Linux payload is created and you can use same thing here. If you want to it's actually generate a Linux bind shell payload, binds to port 444 on the target, and number second step is generate the payload and transfer it to the target Linux system. Number 2, use netcat. You have two options for use this. First step, you can use netcat. Okay, here is just you click here and then type nc, and here is netcat. Okay, here is your netcat. Understand? And also second option is Metasploit. My Metasploit is not working right now, but you can use nc. Okay, now you type here nc. Here I type nc, and here you type your victim IP address which you use before. Okay, here for example I type here 192.168.1.10. hit enter. Now type here. It's actually create a connection with that. Okay, just need to see here which IP address I used. Now it's take some time just because of slow speed of internet. Internet is not working well, that's why everything will waste. Okay, now it takes some time, so please you need to do it on your system because my internet is not working well. Okay, let's move on. Next command is creates an Android payload in .apk format, generates a reverse shell apk file. Okay, now this payload you can create by using this simple and easy MsfPc payload creator. Now here is your Android payload is created. Everything is done. Understand? Now here you see ls. Okay, now your here is Android payload is created. Okay, and you can use this payload same like deliver the APK to the Android device and install it. Start Metasploit listener. Okay, when you start and open Metasploit, and then you can use exploit multi-handle, then set payload, Android interpreter reverse TCP, then you set your host. It's mean your IP address, your own IP address and your own port. Okay, then do exploit. Gain control over the Android device after the app is launched in targeted phone. Okay, next is Python payload. Creates a Python script for system with Python install. If you want to create a Python payload, then you type this one and hit enter. Now it's created a, now it's take actually hello, understand, then eth0, then when. Which one you have, you need to choose which one. Generate a stage less payload reverse shell payload. For example, I type here 2. Hit enter. Now it's created eth0. eth0 is my internet. Now it's created. If you type 3, then it's created for you when. it's type 1, then you created for you LO. Understand? Now here ls and type here, see here, Python based stage less. It's actually a stage less payload, and these all payloads used for gaining access, okay, used for gaining access. Okay, now let's move on next step. Transfer the Python script to the target, execute the script. Okay, when you create your script, then you type python payload.py, then handle the connection in Metasploit. For example, I type here this one, hit enter. Now what is it? No such file or directory. First we need to make payload.py file, then it's working, otherwise it's nothing show any detail. Then same, open your Metasploit and type use exploit multi-handler, then payload python interpreter device hyphen https, then lhost, and then you type your IP address, target your IP address and your port. Okay, next is PHP payload, creates a web-based reverse shell payload in .php format. Okay, now type here this one, hit enter. Now your payload is created. Now you now type here ls. Okay, all payloads which you create, save in your directory, in your working directory. Understand? And now how to use next, upload .php file to the vulnerable web server. Access the payload URL to trigger it. Okay, now here is your URL. Here is URL. Understand? You need to type your server detail here, and then okay, next again you use Metasploit for gaining access. Okay. Okay, next step is PowerShell payload, generates a PowerShell script payload for Windows system. Now here is, this creates a payload for Windows system. Now you type same like this one command, and now your now here is your payload is created. Okay, some fun is needed in video because my English is not good. Okay, generates a .ps1 script for execution. Now next step is transfer the .ps1 script to the target machine, execute the script using PowerShell. Okay, using PowerShell. Now for example, I type here this one command. Now here is, it's not actually a PowerShell command, but click on it and just type here PowerShell. Now here is your PowerShell. Understand? Okay. Now here is your PowerShell. Actually, I think now here I type this one, and now we check. What is it? The term PowerShell is not recognized as the name of CMD-led function, script file and execute program. Check the spelling of the name. I think some spelling is missing in word or line. Okay, we don't have more time. Just I do experiment, actually practical in front of you. Okay, next is OSX payload, creates a payload for Mac operating system in .macho format. Now type here this one. Actually, I create a lot of payloads. That's why. Okay, now here is your payload is created. Now click here, clear ls. Okay, now your payload is created. All payload is created. Okay, now generates a match-o executable. Transfer the payload to a Mac operating system device, execute the payload. Okay, Now here is actually execution of payload command, but it's not working here. Handle the connection using Metasploit because it's not working directly. When you open your Metasploit, then you type there, then it's working. Okay, next, Java JSP payload creates a .jsp file for Java based web server, and you type this one command there and create payload for Java. Now here is your payload is created. Now check here ls and your payload is created. All payload is ready. Next is generate a reverse shell GSP file. Okay. Next step is deploy the .jsp file to a vulnerable Java server. Access the file to trigger. First you need to have your server detail, then you type there payload.jsp. Okay, set up a Metasploit listener, and first you need to open your Metasploit, and this all setup you need to do in your Metasploit, then you type there with your server detail. Okay, next step is bash payload, creates a shell script for Linux systems. Okay, then you type this one command. Here is type. Now your payload, I think it takes some time. Okay, now here is payload is created. Actually, I make a lot of payloads. That's why my PC is some slow, and also my internet is too slow. Okay, created. Generates a bash script reverse shell. Understand? Then next step is transfer the script to the target, execute the script. Bash payload.sh, connect to the shell using Metasploit. These all actually controlled by Metasploit, and it's mean Metasploit is must. Must subscribe to my channel, like, share and comment. Okay, next step is number 10, ASPX payload. Generates payload for Windows LLS servers. Okay, now type here this one and make payloads. Now here is payload is created and everything is here. Okay, all payloads available here. Just see in a row. Understand? Okay, next step is generate a reverse shell .aspx setup. Upload the .aspx file to the LLS server. Now again, you need to have catch the connection with Metasploit, then you type your server detail. Okay, trigger it via URL, then you type here your URL. It's mean your domain, your server domain. Okay, then next command is tomcat var payload. Generates a .var file for deployment on Apache Tomcat server. It's payload you can create for Apache Tomcat server. Now type here here is your payload. Understand? And if my creates a .var file with a reverse shell, upload the .var file to the Tomcat server, trigger the shell. And here in server detail you need to type your domain detail. Okay, with 8080 payload. Okay, use Metasploit to handle the connection. Okay, next command is verbose output and batch generation. Generate multiple payload at once with detailed logs. Now type here this one command for verbose. Unable to detect ETH1 because my internet is ETH0, that's why it's not connected with ETH1. If I type here ETH0, then maybe it's connected 0. Okay, now here see it's created. Android interpreter stage less reverse TTP 44. Now here is create this one payload for Android. Okay, it's for stage category, stage less category, sorry. Now here is all payloads available here. Okay, but if you want to make stage less, then you need to have ETH1 internet. Always test, and here is our all command is actually done. Okay, and our lecture is almost done. Please subscribe to my channel, like, share and comment. I will tell you something more about this, because this portion is a very important. If you want to learn hacking, then also I teach a paid course, and my all social media links available in description, also with WhatsApp. Okay, if anyone interested to learn with paid course, you can contact me. Okay, next is standard command cmd and msf. Uses the native command prompt terminal bash cmd.exd for interaction. Uses the custom Metasploit meter shell, which offer more control. Okay, now here generates a Windows reverse shell payload using a standard common prompt. But first we need to type here ls and type here rm. We need to, sorry, just little wait please. Need to remove these all payloads, because this is very important. Okay, now type here this one, sorry, because these all payloads is removing must. Now type here again this one, sorry man, this is take a lot of time. Then type here this one, now hit enter. Okay, now here is clear our terminal and type here ls, and something is I think. Okay, now here just little wait please. Okay, again we type this one to remove from PC and hit enter ls, clear. Now here rm, again we need to clear this one, space, then again copy this one, again type here, again this one, again this one. I hope it's clear in one row. Now click here. Okay, now everything is set. Sorry, ls, yes, just two more. It's actually your practice. Okay, now clear this one. And now again clear this one. Okay. Now hit enter. Now everything is clear. Okay, now move on. Next step. Please like, share and comment on my video. Must subscribe to my channel. Okay, next is example Windows CMD payload. If you want to create example Windows CMD with commands, actually generates a Windows reverse shell payload using a standard common prompt. Okay, everything is same, just here is uses a simple some commands which he provides in the tool, and all you can do practical in up. Okay, now also I told you about that standard raw transport default. Actually here is something, a transport method. If you want TCP, HTTP, HTTPS, okay, actually it tries a multiple ports on the target, and then you can type this one command. This is new thing for you, and in this, okay, now type here, now creates a payload. Understand? Now here is CLS, here is, okay, and these all payloads used in Metasploit. Example, HTTPS stageless payload. If you want to create stageless payload, first is HTTP. Now here is HTTPS. Just here one S. Just type one S. All command is same. Yes. Okay. Now here is for example, find port for Linux. Then you type here this one command. Okay. Then you type this one and create payload for that. Okay. Next is generates a Linux payload that tests multiple ports to find one open. Okay, now here is batch loop, generates all combinations of type CMD, MS, bind, reverse, stage, stateless, and TCP, HTTP, HTTPS find port. Loop creates one payload per type, simple output. Now here is example batch mode with WAN IP. Now here is just type a batch mode, hit enter. Now here is create a batch WAN, actually it's called a Android. Okay, control S. Now type here ls, here C, it's for Android. Already we learn in up, but here it's something is new in this and something is different. Creates one payload for each supported type, e.g. Windows, Linux, PHP, etc. Understand? I hope you everything understand, and please must do practical on your system, because my Metasploit is not working, and I will told you about that. Complete information provide you about Metasploit, and our social engineering lecture is started. It's almost have 20 lecture I will do on it, and I will teach you complete about that with practical. Just subscribe to my channel, like, share and comment on videos. And if anyone interested to learn ethical hacking, I teach complete hacking with practical on my YouTube channel, and I offer paid course if anyone interested.